So guys, welcome back to my channel once again, and yeah, so a lot has been happening in the market, and one thing I want to tell you guys is you just need to be careful with what you do now. You just need to understand what you're doing. You don't just go into the market, pick up any coin and decide to hold for long term. You need to try to understand the scope and how this works. Okay, so before I continue saying any other thing, let's dive right straight into the chart. I want to show you guys an update of the previous chart I have dropped on my previous video. So if you have not watched some of the previous video I dropped explaining what is just happening now, please do well to go back to those videos, and you can see the link just coming out at the top right corner of what you're watching now. Okay, so I'm gonna make this very fast. We'll look at the BTC first. Okay, I would let me see. Let me use BTC USDT on FTX. So let's take a look at this. I want to go to daily time frame. Now, guys, I want you all to pay attention to this. First thing, I'm going to use the Ichimoku, and I'm going to explain this very well. Going back to what happened before, which is the whole move to the downside. What did we see? What actually triggered all this move to the downside? Yes, as at the point where I saw this blue EMA and the red EMA crossing each other at the top of this cloud, and you can see the big cloud has formed then. That was the first signal to close your long position. So when we got this edge to edge inside the cloud and price broke the cloud to the downside, that was when I decided to go totally long, short to the downside rather. So at this point, nothing is telling me to go long. So I decided to hold my short position, and you can see how price has continued to move down to this level. So a lot of people keep saying, okay, maybe this will be the bounce to the upside. But you need to understand this very well. You don't just decide to say, okay, from here we're going to long. So towards last week or earlier this week, I was looking at this flat Kijun and flat thinking here. So at the point when we had these two flats, I dropped it on my Twitter as well, where I said when we get the blue EMA curving down and the red EMA curving down, that will signal a bearish continuation to the downside. A bearish continuation to the downside. So apart from that, again, I kept on telling you guys that anything below the cloud is bearish. Anything above the cloud is bullish. You need to understand how to interpret that. Anything below the cloud is bearish. Anything above the cloud is bullish. So for now, everything here is bearish. Don't think of saying, okay, I want to open a long position with 2, 3x, 400x or thereabouts. No. Sorry, excuse me. So everything here is totally bearish. Now, the most important question people will ask is, what is the next thing to do? Okay, so and the next thing to do is this. I'm still going to talk about some of the previous chart I dropped on BTC. So I talked about left shoulder, head shoulder, and right shoulder. So and then we'll have this upsloping neckline. So what did this actually tell us? Told us this is a breakdown, retest, and continuation. So what are those targets? If you're looking at the targets, so I prefer using this. You take this down to this here. and we'll drag this and drop it here. So if I'm to take my okay, the major target here, it will be, let me just say, approximately 27 or 26k. I talked about this in my previous video. All this I'm sharing with you guys even before this broke to this downside. I talked about this. I kept on warning everyone that okay, this is what will likely play out. And apart from that, again, I talked about this level here, which we should pay attention to. This level is one of the most important level we should pay attention to. Yes, this is very important. Then apart from that too, again, I also talked about this move on the 4 hours time frame. If you have been following my video on YouTube, talked about this move here. Let me quickly show you guys that. This is 1. This is 2. Okay, this is 2 here. And this is 3. So I talked about this here, and we used the extension ratio to calculate our take profit level, so which is 1, 2, and 3. Yes, and we've actually hit the first target. So if you're looking at the major targets to the downside, I pay attention to these 3 extension ratios. You can still go back to the video I dropped on my YouTube. All these are on that video. Even before price dropped to this level, I've dropped the video. So you go back and watch it. The link is in the description below. So I'm still looking at this target to the downside, and if this comes to this downside, there will be a lot of coins that you guys can pick up very cheap, at a very discounted rate. So pay attention to this. This is very important. Pay attention to this. You don't need to force yourself to say I want to open a long position. No, you can start picking up the coin bit by bit. Yes, one of the most important thing again that is giving me a bit of a big concern is the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is not something that is looking good at all. Okay, let me use this. Okay, let me use this. The weekly time frame is somehow not something I would share it, but we need to be very, very careful. So weekly time frame is here. And I'll be using the Chico span too, and okay, the Ichimoku too as well. Yeah, I also talked about the death cross. I explained this on my Twitter. If you have not been following me, check the description below. I normally update charts always. Okay, so let's remove that and let's look at what this is telling us. Yes, now look at this. Since 2020 up till now, we haven't gotten anything like price moving below the cloud, which is of a big concern. Future cloud is still bullish, but getting close to twist bearish. If this happens, it's going to be a big problem. And first thing first is what? The Tenken, which is the blue, and the Kijun, which is red, have crossed bearish. Price is inside the cloud. Possibly we're going to get edge to edge to 37k. Once the price closes below this and the Chico span at the back, so this is Chico span, I pay close attention to the Chico span. It plays an important role here, so I don't joke with the Chico span. So once the Chico span closes below the price and below the cloud, I don't know what will happen. Okay, so we need to be very careful, but I'm still looking at 29k down to 26k. A lot of coin to short and make profit in this market. You don't only make profit while the price is going up. You can short the coin and make profit. Yes, it is the same thing you do for when you open a long position. Do that when you're opening a short position too as well. So let's take a look at ET. Okay, Luna. Is it Luna? Yes, Luna Pep. Yeah, and I trade on FTX, which is a very good platform to trade. Yes, this is a big concern here again. Yes, so this on the daily time frame, and we can see 1, 2, 3 perfect horizontal support and down sloping resistance. So if I want to take this trade, I want to pay attention to the body of the candlestick violating this horizontal support here. We should go below, and if that happens, forget the breakdown from that level. We should be expecting price going as low as this level here, which is in line with the support here. So what I do is I don't just wait for that. I just split my orders to the downside, which is very important to split my orders to the downside. Yes, here, good. So this is what I am paying attention to. So I'm going to check all the coins. This is Maker. Yes, Maker is trying to break down from a descending triangle chart pattern. So take note of that. I love trading chart patterns, levels, Ichimoku, and the rest. So this is descending triangle chart pattern, horizontal support, down sloping resistance. If this happens, this should be our target. So wait for the body of the candlestick to close. I don't see anything I can long. I don't see any. When someone says this is good to open a long, I ask myself, what are you seeing here that would make you to open a long position? Yeah, I keep asking myself. I'm not seeing anything. Like I said, I told you guys, you're gonna get price pushing back up and coming back down. Yes, it will only make you to jump into the market and get knocked out. I will repeat this over and over again, and I don't care. What I would say over and over again is this: I would only be bullish when the price goes above the cloud. It has happened several times. You just follow the trend, the analysis here. Use Ichimoku, and you would be a little bit ahead to understand what the market is telling you. Only when price moves above this cloud, then we would know we are moving to a new set of market trend. Okay, let's look at ETH2 as well. I don't want to stay too long, and I know I've stayed too long. Yes. Okay, so this is it again. The same setup I'm seeing here, and we have these levels to contend with. ETH, perfect level, still holding it. And if BTC continues to push lower, we might likely get ETH to this level here. The same thing is applicable to the Ichimoku. Everything, the Chico span, the Tenkin, and the Kijun are below the cloud. Future cloud is bearish. Nothing is bullish. Price is below the cloud. So at this point, you don't need to open a long position. So let's look at the weekly time frame and see. I've not checked ETH for some time. Yeah. Now look at why I said Ichimoku is a very good tool to understand and to work with. Now look at this is the long red candlestick, and you can see where the rejection wick is bouncing on, which is the top of the cloud, serving as support. And we can see this is trying to cross bearish. If this cross bearish and price pushes below, we might get price going lower than this target here. So all these are all based on what levels, support and resistance level, chart patterns, and understand where the market will likely go to. Yeah, you cannot say, okay, the final market trend is going to so price. No, you just follow the analysis, follow the targets, and you'll be fine. Let me see. Yes, Solana. Yes, I have this. Have been watching, and I have my first target has been triggered. Excuse me. Yeah, my first target has been triggered. I dropped this also, but on the VIP, if I'm correct. Yeah, from here we have this 1, 2, 3, 4 move. Yes, first target has been triggered, moving to second target, and I'm looking at 78. So we can see for it to range between 78 to 50 US dollars is more appropriate, looking at if BTC continues to push downward. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. If you want to get consistent updates on BTC, check the link in the description below. You're gonna get the link that will take you straight into my Signal channel where I drop consistent updates. Please, guys, invite your friends, let them join to as well. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me any question on Telegram, on Twitter, on WhatsApp. I will be available to reply you. So till then, guys, I will continue to do my best to keep you guys up to date. Happy trading, guys, and stay safe.